Bulabinaka, my name is Litia and I'm from the beautiful island of Laos and I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rock.
My name is Casey, I'm from Tabua. We love Today FM in Tabua. Today FM rocks.
My name is Selina, I'm from Tavenga Vengamba. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Pula, my name is Carlo. I love listening to the music in Today FM, in Malak Island. Today FM rock.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
In the news tonight, application for mistrial thrown out. First ever Ithauke land subdivision project launched. And teachers' consultation begins.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Spade.
An application for mistrial in the case of the 16 people charged with sedition was dismissed in the Lautoka High Court this afternoon. The ruling came after a motion moved by the defense lawyers this morning for a mistrial due to non-disclosure of evidence by the prosecution during the trial. Ropate Valeme has more.
Defense lawyer Aman Singh told the court the prosecution failed its duty to disclose a document that was discovered during cross-examination of a state witness yesterday. It is alleged the non-disclosed document was a second copy of the Ulunda Declaration, which was willingly given by accused Nanise Nangsuda during her caution interview. It is alleged the document was a copy of the Ulunda Declaration seized from another accused, Suluweti Wangalala. The seized document was signed with pen markings on the last page, while the undisclosed documents were highlighted in orange with pen markings. The court heard 2 CDs in the possession of the prosecution were also undisclosed. Singh claimed before the court that this raised prejudice against the accused. With the duty of disclosures neglected by prosecution, Singh argued the undisclosed document was paramount to their defense and had created imbalance in the defense case. With the no disclosed evidence, second defense lawyer Kemueli Tunidau told the court the case had lost its character as a trial. The trial continued this afternoon with the 8th witness on the stand for cross-examination and resumes tomorrow. Ropate Valeme, FBC News.
The first ever Ithauke land subdivision project was launched by the Prime Minister Vorenge Bainimarama in Notonganravu Tailevu this morning. The 14 acres of Notonganravu subdivision supports the government's vision of unprecedented investment and infrastructure development across the country. Sanyani Boiler reports.
While launching the subdivision named the Senimbo Place, the Prime Minister also announced that the government will make the first loan repayment of this project.
I'm very excited to announce that we will pay on your behalf the first repayment of $437,000 and $400 of the total of $727,000 loan you borrowed from the FDB to finance this project.
Bainimarama adds the step taken by the Nambo people shows that the Ithauke community was working hard to ensure the best for Fiji.
Your actions and your ambitions speak more strongly than I ever could about where our nation is headed. They show the strength of your community's faith in the new Fiji, and they rebuke, in the harshest terms, any suggestion that the future of our Ithauke people is threatened or that their land is at risk.
Tuinambo Development Managing Director Ratusemi Matalo says, situated on the border of Tailevu and Rewa, the Senimbo Place will greatly benefit the Yavusa Tuinambo and its people.
And the Vano will greatly benefit when we have people of other races who have invested in our land, who can become our own community members, and will build up this community not only socially, but commercially develop the place.
The price of units in this new subdivision ranges from $40,000 to $70,000. The new subdivision offers a 99-year native lease comprising of 51 residential lots, 1 commercial lot and 1 open space. The returns of the Senimbo Place will help in Tonganrabu village in terms of education and further development. Sainiani Mboila, FBC News.
The Civil Servants Job Evaluation Reform Regulations has recommended all teachers' contracts should be up to 5 years. Questions were raised during the job evaluation consultation for teachers, which started today, as to why some are given contracts for less than 5 years. Meli Tavanga reports.
The Ministry of Civil Service will clarify with the Ministry of Education if there are any other operational reasons why some teachers have been given shorter-term contracts.
Some of the contracts may have been the duration of the existing contract, while the remainder were for up to the 5 years. So we need to clarify some of those with the Ministry.
Issues were also received as some teachers were issued contracts that ends in the middle of the school term and some have no job description.
We found problems with, they had contracts ending in the middle of the term.
I did not receive the new job description, so I'm wondering what job I need to do.
Syed Qayyum also explained to teachers on what measures are in place for salary adjustments and increments.
Don't think that just because you're getting a salary now, you are just locked into that. So once we have performance management systems in place, there are opportunities in fact for you to get increments in the salary.
Questions were also raised if the government can allow senior teachers who reach retirement age within the year to carry on until the end of the third term.
The government relooks at this from the point that you had mentioned this morning and allow these about to retire senior teachers to carry on to the end of the year.
For example, if somebody is turning 55 in September, they really should finish at the end of the year. So the Ministry needs to inform us of that.
This is the first of the series of roadshows that will be held around the country to inform teachers on the government civil service reform and also to provide information on the recent job evaluation exercise. Melita Vanga, FBC News.
Convicted of murder, Levi Lino was sentenced to life imprisonment with a minimum term of 17 years today. 31-year-old Lino murdered a 43-year-old man outside a shopping complex in the Motomoto village in Nandi 4 years ago. Shireen Shivan reports.
During the week-long trial, the court heard the accused, who is a former St. Giles patient, was unemployed and spent most of his time roaming around the village. On the day of the offence, Lino took a knife, crossed the road and went to the shopping complex. He asked money from the victim, who was standing near a shop. Lino then pulled out the knife and stabbed the victim. The victim was rushed to the hospital, however, he was pronounced dead as he had massive stab wounds and lost a lot of blood. During the trial, Lino said he did this because he was angry at the victim. Judge Justice Salesi Temo, while delivering his sentence, said no one has the right to take another's life and mental impairment should not be used as an excuse to commit a crime. The judge said offenders like Lino need to be severely punished to protect the community. Justice Temo said Lino has ruined the victim's family, who has lost a husband and a father. Lino will have to serve 17 years imprisonment before he can be considered for a pardon by the president. He has 30 days to appeal his sentence. Shireen Shivan, FBC News.
The government, through the Employment Ministry, has repatriated the body of a Fijian fisherman who died in a foreign vessel in the Panama waters last month. Fesaitu Riamkau died after falling overboard while working as a longline fisherman. The ministry investigated the matter and arranged with the employed to repatriate the body to Fiji under our law. In collaboration with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the body of the deceased worker arrived into the country on August 4th. The Workers' Compensation Service of the Ministry of Employment has also successfully applied and received $50,000 compensation, which will be paid to the victim's dependents. Still to come, Australia throws support behind COP23. And Hibiscus Queen clears the air. That's coming up.
Moala rarara ranalika, o tikongona taunu singatoka, ando talitaka na wakaronga ng Bula FM, number 2 na seri.
Ya lora subuni kurnambili, ibora ni batsukara hambara binaranga, do talitakina na wakaronga ng Bula FM, number 2 na seri. Bula!
Bula FM, number 2 na seri.
Australia plans to strongly support Fiji's COP23 presidency through climate change adaptation and mitigation awareness in the Pacific. This is after Australia's Ambassador for Environment, Patrick Suckling, met with Prime Minister Voreqe Bainimarama in Suva to discuss ways the region can be more resilient. Kelly Vavala reports.
Climate change is one of the biggest threats of our time, and like all Pacific Island states, we face challenges in fully implementing government policies due to limited technology, human resources and financial capacity.
People's livelihoods and people's well-being and their prosperity are affected by climate change. And so one of the things we're looking to work with Fiji on, and working very strongly with Fiji and with other countries in the region, is how do we better build resilience for the people.
Suckling also opened a Pacific Women's Climate Change Negotiator workshop for more than 20 women who will attend the COP23 in Germany in November.
Women are the most affected by the climate change. For example, in my own island, we are facing now with the water problem, and now women or mothers are making sure that we have water supplies in our home.
It's really important to be able to capture that element of lived experience in terms of climate change and how these cross-cutting issues are affecting people on the ground.
One of the areas that we're all focusing on in the negotiations is how do we develop the so-called rule book of the Paris Agreement? How do we put flesh on the bones of what we agreed in Paris?
Suckling says the impacts of climate change in the Pacific is real and is a great injustice. It is dramatically changing the world we live in and putting our homes, food and land at risk. Kelly Vatala, FBC News.
2 men charged with drug-related offences appeared in the Suva High Court this morning. Lalesh Mudli and Mohammed Sayaz are facing 1 count of unlawful importation of illicit drugs and 1 count of unlawful possession of illicit drugs. It is alleged that without lawful authority, they imported 1,246 grams of cocaine between July 29th and August 4th this year. The court has ordered the State Council to find out where the alleged drugs were imported from. Both the accused have been remanded and the matter has been adjourned to September 8th. Setting the record straight, the newly crowned Hibiscus Queen Candice Veramu says her sponsors Telecom Fiji have supported her throughout the pageant. She's opened up about the issue to FBC News after a number of negative comments surfaced on the social media platform Facebook, alleging her sponsors had dropped her. Maggie Boyle tells us more.
So thankful that they made this. The 20-year-old queen is still basking in the hibiscus glory and dealing with its pitfalls too. I was shocked, even though it took a lot of effort and hard work. It was a major challenge. All the girls were really good. Social media has been rife with rumours that her sponsors Telecom pulled out in the 11th hour. Veramu says this isn't true. They've just been a great sponsor, actually. On my birthday last week, they came in, they delivered a cake with "Happy Birthday, Miss TFL," and they also actually empowered me. They gave me the freedom to design my own costumes as well. Hiridesh Prasad, chairman for the Hibiscus Events Group, concurs, saying there was no issue with the sponsors. Telecom Fiji were approached for comment only to say that they had supported their Hibiscus Queen and continue to do so. The newest queen, she says the pageantry journey has only just begun. I believe that if they have a dream, you go for it, because a message that you want to share with the community is something that is priceless. It's something that you give back to not only other people, but themselves as well and their family. Next on the schedule is the Miss Fiji pageant, where festival winners from around the country contest the national crown, culminating with the regional Miss Pacific Island Queen, which Fiji is hosting in December. Maggie Boyle, FBC News.
The Vodafone Festival of the Friendly North Committee hopes to raise over $200,000 this year to go towards the construction of a multi-purpose hall in Lambasa. Last year, almost $200,000 was raised in the week-long festival, and the funds went towards the extension of the Bambasinga Ashram. Previous projects include the setting up of the Kidney Dialysis Centre, as well as the recently completed Cardiac Centre at the Lambasa Hospital. The committee says, with the growing positive response from the public towards the festival, they are hoping to raise more funds this year.
For this year, we are working on building a multi-purpose hall, which is very much needed in Lambasa, in the north. This project is a huge project, so it will be an ongoing thing. Investments from this year, probably next year and the other year will go into this project. We will also be sourcing probably assistance and grants from the government and also from donors.
It's Itauke night at the Vodafone Festival of the Friendly North, and it will also be the Queen's first public judging. Ahead in sports with Jamie, Flying Fijians ranked 9th in the world, but up next, Rachel with the latest in business.
Thanks, Jackie. Good evening, and coming up in business tonight. HEH records massive profit. And in Going Fiji, South Sea Cruises begins a luxury day cruise. Stay with us.
I'm Andrea Sorbacroa of Neabu Wenibuga Telebu. Whenever I want to tune in
to listen to great music, I always tune in to my favorite radio station, Gold FM, only the classic.
My name is Lita. We love listening to Gold FM here at the Fiji Heidegger Resort and Spa. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
We here at Kano Waterfront Lautoka love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold
Welcome back. Leading business tonight, Amalgamated Telecom Holdings and its group of companies have recorded an interim and unaudited consolidated net profit of over $15 million for the first quarter ending June 30th. The group's consolidated sales revenue in the quarter grew by 14.1% to over $112 million. Chief Executive Ivan Fong says the increases were from all revenue streams such as excess fees, call and internet revenues and data network. The group's overall expenses increased by 21.8%. And we now join Elizabeth from HFC Bank with the latest from the Money World.
Good evening. Let's have a look at our economic calendar for this week. The most important economic news will issue from the Jackson Hole, Wyoming Symposium for central bankers on Thursday and Friday. This year, European Central Bank President Mario Draghi will be the event's most important speaker. The symposium focuses on important economic issues affecting world economies today. Investors closely follow the proceedings as unexpected remarks arising from the heavyweights have the potential to affect global stock and currency markets. And that is all from me, Vinaka.
Thanks, Elizabeth. Looking at today's exchange rates and foreign currencies in the Fijian dollar. The Fijian dollar weakened against the Chinese yuan and the American dollar to close at 3.24, while the American dollar rose to close at 48 cents. As for our regional currencies, the Australian dollar strengthened to close at 60 cents, while the New Zealand dollar weakened closing at 65 cents and the PNG Kina closed at 1.36. As for the commodities market, the mixed trend continues with oil prices closing at $47.44 a barrel. Gold was up to close at $1,291 an ounce, and silver followed suit, closing at $17.1 an ounce. And in Going Fiji tonight, taking heed of the opportunities available in cruise tourism, South Sea Cruises have begun a luxury day cruise. The Malamala Beach Club, located 30 minutes out of Denarau, is a luxury 5-star island. Over $5 million has been spent on the island to update features such as the beach, an infinity pool, restaurants, water sport facilities, a jetty and a bar. However, this is not an overnight accommodation. Day cruises will be picked up from Denarau in the morning to spend the entire day on Malamala and return in the afternoon. 2 new cruise boats have been purchased for the route, and the official opening takes place this Friday.
People who are on a business stopover or people are going for somewhere else while they're in Dundee, they can spend one full day from early morning to late afternoon and get experience a 5-star facility.
And that's business this evening. Now to the latest in sports. Here's Jamie.
Thank you, Rachel, and good evening. Up ahead in sports, Woolarika ruled out of NRC due to injury. And primary footballers start IDC campaign. This and more coming up.
मैं प्रेमिला वायरुकू रेकी से सुबह मेरी आँख खुलती है तो मैं मिर्ची एफएम सुनती हूँ. मिर्ची एफएम इज नंबर 1. इट्स सो हॉट.
हम लोग बार टाउन के कैरियर ड्राइवर लोगों ने हम लोग के मिर्ची एफएम सुनो अच्छा लगे. मिर्ची एफएम इज हॉट.
हाय, मैं संध्या नारिया रेफ्रिकी से. मेरे सारे दोस्त मिर्ची एफएम सुनते हैं. मिर्ची एफएम इज हॉट. आई लव मिर्ची एफएम.
हमें स्पिन टोटो ताबुआ के मिर्ची एफएम में सबसे अच्छा गाना बजे.
मिर्ची एफएम इट्स हॉट.
The Vodafone Flying Fijians have managed one of their best placings in World Rugby rankings released today. Fiji moves to 9th position as Argentina slips to 10th. The John McKee coach side has 79.48 points, just 0.15 below France, who are ranked 8th. Meanwhile, South Africa is in 4th position, while Australia has slipped to 5th. There were no changes in the top 3. New Zealand remains world number 1, followed by England and Ireland. Still recovering from injury, Serupepeli Vularika will not be considered for the Fijian Drua team heading to Australia's National Rugby Championship. However, coach Senirusi Seruvakula already has a worthy replacement lined up for the number 9 jersey. Vasil Prasad with the details.
With a heavily strapped dislocated right wrist after the World Cup qualifiers last month, Serupepeli Vularika is out of the game for another month.
Still recovering from his injury, but also in camp and doing training with the boys.
Filling the vacuum of Vularika will be talented Frank Lomani. The Flying Fijians extended team member is expected to add firepower in the Fijian Drua side.
I was aiming for this opportunity to be the first one to be in the best 9 in Fiji, and hopefully I'll looking forward to giving my best and to win NRC.
We can step up and do the job as the same as Vularika.
With a lot of local talent available, coach Senirusi Seruvakula will have a tough job chopping 10 players from the squad.
Certainly there will be some surprises, but at the meantime, it's a headache picking the best 26 to take it for the first game. There's a lot of talent in this squad.
Fijian Drua takes on Brisbane City in its debut match on Saturday, September 2nd at Ballymore Stadium in Brisbane. Bashnil Prasad, FBC Sports.
The All Blacks have regrouped in Dunedin for the second Bledisloe Cup test, vowing to improve, which includes finishing off performances. It's a scary prospect for the Wallabies, with the teams playing indoors this weekend. Players today also reflected on the passing of an All Blacks icon. Meanwhile, there's no doubt defense is at the top of the Wallabies' to-do list as they work on recovering from that horrific display in Sydney. The Australians aren't heading to Dunedin until late Thursday, opting instead to organise themselves in Christchurch. The extended Fiji netball squad, with a good mixture of youth and experience, has been told each player will need to prove their worth in order to make the national team. The side is preparing for a 2-match series against South Africa in Suva next month. Eroni Tuinuku reports.
The inclusion of new players in the squad has sent a clear signal to the seasoned players. Don't expect to walk into the team just because of experience.
The challenge is first is the new team. We've got some under 21 baby girls in the team as well. So it challenges us all players, not experienced players, to play alongside them where they have fitness, and we haven't been playing quite a very long time. It's like, I think 2 years now we haven't played with each other. So this is a good opportunity for us to play against South Africa.
In terms of fitness levels, the coach says Pearls should have no problem.
They have improved a lot on their skills. They're very fit, so that's a both plus for us. They'll gain more experience playing with experienced players.
After 3 weeks of training, the squad will then be divided into 2 categories.
Well, we've named 37 trialists, and we've got an intensive training camp underway this week. And by the end of the week, after focusing on our skills and different pieces of play, we'll come up with our Pearls squad and Pearls development squad for 2017 and 2018.
The Fiji Pearls will play South Africa on the 6th and 8th of next month at the Vodafone Arena before leaving for Europe to face Ireland and Wales. Eroni Tuinuku, FBC Sports.
28 teams are taking part in the Fiji Primary Schools Football IDC at Prince Charles Park in Nandi. 25 teams are representing their districts in the under 12 and 14 grades in the boys division, while 3 teams are participating in the girls category.
This year is the second year where we have also included the girls team in our Fiji primary event.
I remember very well Iva Evans, Ramendra Dutt, Aquila Nova. All these players were identified while playing for the district in the primary schools IDC.
21 school football coaches from all over Fiji are currently part of the FIFA Youth League coaching course at the Fiji Football Headquarters in Suva. The course is organized by Fiji FA and Oceania Football Confederation. It aims to enhance participants' knowledge of football in order to instill proper coaching techniques in their various districts. The course will end on Friday. That's it from Sports Tonight. Angie joins you later on with weather and in new media. How finding true love through technology is becoming a costly affair. Stay with us for the details.
Bula, Keron mai singatoka, Keron do talita kana varorong na Radio Fiji 1 and Domoy Viti.
Ayaw na rin siya. Kombinasyon ko lang do talita kana Radio Fiji 1 and Domoy Viti.
Ayaw ko yaw sila tale. Nagurara may naomani, nandunga. Gitu talita gini ang gitu pinasabali kung nagundurong varorong na Radio Fiji 1 and Domoy Viti.
Na Radio Fiji 1 and Domoy Viti na bonga ni BNN.
It's said that true love is priceless, but sometimes making that initial connection can come at a cost. And that's where technology is coming into play. And it's weather time now with Angie.
Hello there and welcome to the Weather World. Another productive day has passed with few showers. Low pressure system is still in place and we are most likely to have more showers. Let's take a quick look in the west. It was mostly cloudy with high chances of showers by later tonight. Eastwards from Peck Harbour to Suva, it was a wet one and cold as well. More showers are also in store for tonight. And up in Vanua Levu, there were mixed conditions of rain and sunshine. At sea, east to southeast winds gusting up to 30 knots with rough seas. And for the tides, high tide tomorrow morning will be at 7:47 with a low tide at 1:47. The beautiful sunrise will be at 6:21. For tomorrow, be prepared to welcome another rainy day, which will become heavier at times. Tomorrow's temps, most centers will be cool in the higher 20s. And looking further onto Thursday, it is expected to be cloudy and wet, but rain is likely to become lighter. And that, Jackie, wraps up our FBC weather for tonight.
Thanks so much for that, Angie. On Fijian Pulse today, we asked, should security cameras be installed on all of Fiji's streets?
Yes, because it's important to put cameras around town to catch the thieves.
Yes, the security cameras should be installed all over in Fiji, where I think the crime is increasing day by day and the robberies are also increasing on the streets of all over in Fiji. So that is easy for police department to monitor who is the person who is doing the crime and robberies.
It is good to have a camera in every place in Fiji to prevent crime, especially to the policemen. It's easy for them to see the situations going on.
Mainly cameras stored in public, it's a good thing because it will be easy for the police to catch people.
In the world of the weird and the wonderful, one of the highlights of this year's Shanghai Book Fair is the Beauty of Book Collection. The fair is showcasing some of the best designed books from around the world. Recapping the main stories, application for mistrial thrown out, first ever Ithauke land subdivision project launched, and teachers consultation begins. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. To our poll question this week, we are asking, should those found guilty of drunk driving have their licenses terminated? Visit our FBC website to answer. Before we go, a shot of the day. This comes from Kunal Nair, who captured this in Rakiraki. Send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. You can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. That was your FBC News for tonight from the team and I. Good night.
Bula, Keron mai singatoka, Keron do talita kana varorong na Radio Fiji 1 and Domoy Viti.
Ayaw na rin siya. Kombinasyon ko lang do talita kana Radio Fiji 1 and Domoy Viti.
Ayaw ko yaw sila tale. Nagurara may naomani, nandunga. Gitu talita gini ang gitu pinasabali kung nagundurong varorong na Radio Fiji 1 and Domoy Viti.
Na Radio Fiji 1 and Domoy Viti na bonga ni BNN.